Bitcoin community, we're very excited that another country has adopted Bitcoin as a legal tender, the Central African Republic, which, like the name sounds, many Americans probably don't know where that is, but it is actually right in the center of Africa. So I have the map myself, but basic picture this country. It has similar problems in El Salvador. El Salvador had the US dollar as its currency. It didn't actually have its own currency. The Central African Republic is one of 14 countries in Africa that actually have a currency called the CFA Franc. They don't have their own central bank printing their currency. It's actually controlled by the Bank of France and the French National Treasury, actually the country of France. So they essentially tie their currency to the CFA Franc, connected to the European currency, the euro, and in return for that, the Bank of France holds 50% of their foreign reserve assets. So essentially, I'll keep your currency stable and I'll take half of your bank account. So it's a really difficult situation for those countries to be in. They're some of the poorest countries in Africa. You get the idea, you've seen there's definitely a vibrant startup scene in like Nigeria, Ghana, even Tanzania, some of these African countries, right? These countries that have the CFA Franc, that's not the situation at all. They are extremely poor by normal African standards, and they literally have this leftover colonialism where the Bank of France has complete control of their financial means. In this country, if I send somebody a wire, any of you, from my bank to your bank, it goes through the system called the Fed wire system, right? So the central bank of the US has some sort of control. They could decide that I'm a bad actor, or who I'm saying to, they don't like that person, so they could block it. If you're in Central African Republic or these other 13 countries, that goes through the Bank of France. Get the idea of how antiquated that system is, right? So they literally have a bank on another continent controlling your financial transactions. If you're the country, if you're an investor, your crypto exchange, you want to operate, that's what they have. So adopting Bitcoin's legal tender gives them an option to have, decentralized money, get out of that system. The other problem you have when you don't have your own currency is, well, the same problem we have with inflation, right? So if the US government, the US decides to get the central bank to print, $1 trillion more because they need the cash, that helps them in the short term. It hurts everybody who's saving dollars in our bank account, right? It's inflation. So imagine as a nation, if the European Central Bank is printing more euros, they don't get those euros. The national government doesn't get any of that extra cash that just got printed, they just get the inflation. So they kind of have it in a really bad way, either way. So the Central African Republic is the first country in that zone, the second in the world to adopt Bitcoin's legal tender. And it's interesting to see if the dominoes keep falling rapidly. So yeah, that's kind of the basic gist of it.
And that's 100% or ongoing?
Well, they just signed the law today, so we'll make Bitcoin legal tender. Didn't specifically make the Franc. I don't know by now, but got signed, got approved by the National Assembly 4 days ago, and approved by the President today.
Thank you.